You are the one that's stepping out on your engagement. And hi guys, welcome to my channel. It's your girl Twadi, aka Twad the God, and I'm back and I'm ready to slay trigger. You get eliminated. I don't know guys, this story is going to kill you. So the story starts as I am an avid dating app user. So like I'm always like on Tinder. I don't know if that's like embarrassing to say because I just like to talk to like new people. Like I hate talking to like the same like 6 people every day. I love to talk to new people. So I was on Bumble Best Friend, but there was this one girl. She kind of looked like this. I'm gonna call her Amira. Amira messages me and she's like,
hey, oh my god, like, you're so pretty, like, let's be friends.
and I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, that's cool. She's like, let's just get on a video call, right? And I'm like, sure. So we video call on the app. And she was so cool. So one thing that I learned about her off the bat was that she was engaged. And this is like super important to know. So she was engaged, but she was telling me that she went on a date with a guy. And it was confusing to me that she went on a date, but she was like, no,
It's not even really a date, it was just we hung out, but he told me he liked me.
and I was like, first of all, why are you telling me your business when you just met me? And second of all, like, why are you hanging out with another guy when you're engaged? Like, that's weird. So I just let it slide. Being the empath that I am, I was like, okay, let me just take her word for it. So we hang out. It was okay. Like, it was kind of awkward because we were just like meeting each other for the first time, but we hung out. We got our nails done. It was cute. But that day that we hung out, I had dropped my ID to my college dorm. She saw that it dropped and she never told me that it dropped. She never told me that it dropped until a few days after when I would like texted her about it. She was like, oh my god, I have it. But mind you, she never told me that she had it. So that was like really weird to me. Reasoning for not telling me was that, oh, I should have come to her and asked her for my thing. I was like, how would I have known that you were holding my ID hostage? Well, I was like kind of annoyed that she did that, but I was like, okay, I'm an empath. Let me just, like really matter. Like it's just, yeah, it's just her. Notice that when I talk to Amira, two things. Amira talks a lot. Like she be talking, like she be talking, like she be talking, like she be talking. And it's kind of like, girl, shut up. And another thing is that miraculously, some way, shape, or form, she's like always on somebody's man. Every friend that she had, somehow, way, shape, or form, her and the friend's man always was doing something. Like, I was like, okay, maybe I don't really know the full story. So should I really talk all that ish if I don't really know the real story? So we hang out again and we get food to eat. And when we're coming back on the trip, this is where all hell breaks loose. I get a call from my internet best friend, Archie, and Archie looks like this. Archie FaceTimes me, and Archie is my internet friend, so I have never met Archie in person. I run a spam page, and Archie runs a spam page, and so we met through being spam pages. I've never really met him in person, but I do have like, I guess, a real friendship with him. So he actually FaceTimed me while I was in the car, and he was like, just like, hey, how are you doing? And when I talk to like guys, I automatically have a high voice, and it doesn't matter if I like you or not. I just automatically have a high voice. It's like really weird. As he's talking, I have my phone and I'm like,
Yeah, wait.
she's seeing me go like stuff. But I don't have a crush on Archie. I've never even like complimented before. He's never even complimented me before. And Archie, like, he's always entertaining somebody. We have like a very surface level friendship. And so she was like looking in the corner of her eye while she was driving. Saw her that I didn't really like do anything. So then basically I hang up on Archie and she's like,
Was that your boyfriend?
I was like, no, I don't have a boyfriend. I told you I was single. And she was like,
Oh, like, oh, so, like, where is he from? I heard that he has an accent. I'm like,
oh, he's from across the pond. I've never really met him before, but we're literally just internet friends. She's like,
oh, do you think you could, like, set me up with him?
excuse me. So I'm like, oh, he literally lives in a different country. I don't think that like you and him could really have like much of a chance. I also knew in my heart that I don't really know this girl, so I don't want her like somehow in my circle. Like I don't want her too embedded in my life. Like I just met you. I don't really want you like all up in my life, right? And secondly, like I feel like she wanted to like talk to Archie because she thinks that I like Archie. So she wanted to take him from me. Like I'm not going to give you his contact. And I know that Archie obviously doesn't like girls like that, and y'all know why. She was super quiet after I told her I didn't want to give her his contact. I like a few days later after I go home, I don't really talk to her, and Archie sends me like a screenshot saying like, look, I got this weird message today. And I look at the text message and I kid you not, it is a DM from Amira telling him hi.
It was like some, hi, handsome.
So I'm like, I know this girl.
I know this girl.
So then he was like, wait, what? And then I was like, yeah, like, I actually know this girl. Like, this was the girl I said I was hanging out with that day. She asked me if I could give her your contact, and I said no. And then he was like, ah, you know her? Ew. Like, I cannot believe she went through my page, found you, and DM'd you behind my back. And he was like, oh my God, this is so weird. So he like blocks her and changes his at name. And then I noticed that like Amira like she wasn't really reaching out to me anymore, so I was like, okay. And then randomly she keeps calling me. So then I answer the phone. And then Amira is like,
Did you tell Archie anything about me?
and I'm like, no.
She's like, okay, then why am I blocked from his page?
I was like, I don't know why you're blocked from his page. Like he chose to block you. I'm like, he can only block you if you chose to talk to him or you harassed him. She was like,
I don't know why you're always so territorial about Archie. Like, you guys aren't even together, so why do you always want nobody to talk to him?
I was like, you're engaged, and also Archie, like I don't really know Archie that well to set you up with him, and I just feel like I don't want any drama in my life. And then she was like,
Why do you keep bringing up the fact that I'm engaged?
I was like, I mean, that's pretty important. She's like, don't you
You know me and him are having problems right now? I always tell you that me and him are having problems.
you guys are not like not engaged, you guys aren't broken up, you still living in the house with him, so it's interesting how you're trying to get onto somebody else when you're still with somebody. She was like, it's
It's not your business what I choose to do.
I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to be involved in this, and I don't want to involve Archie in a situation. And another reason why I was so hesitant to put Archie into this situation was because I have been in a position where I tried to set somebody up with somebody and it really backfired and I ended up being in drama. So I tried to avoid this whole let me set you up with somebody thing because I always end up somehow in drama. So like I didn't really want this to happen. So she's like getting mad at me because I'm not allowing her to talk to Archie. I'm like, Archie doesn't want to talk to you. He's the one that blocked you. I didn't tell him to block you. He blocked you.
Did I lie? Did I lie? Did I fucking lie?
So she's like, whatever, I don't want to talk to you, whatever. So she blocks me on Instagram, she blocks me on Snapchat, and I guess she blocked my number, I don't know. But I still saw her Twitter, right? And because I didn't follow her on Twitter, and I found her Twitter, and she was
It's like, it's only hoes that are territorial about guys they don't date.
and I'm like, I know she is not subtweeting me. Like, I know this girl is not subtweeting me. This random girl that I just met literally a few weeks ago is already subtweeting me and having a problem with me. I'm like looking at the tweets that she's like,
This is why I have no friends. This is why I'm lonely. This is why I stay lonely because you can't trust other.
oh my God, you are the one that's stepping out on your engagement and it's my fault because I'm trying to just not be involved. Amira calls me like a few days later, and I'm like, okay, why did you talk crap about me on Twitter? And she was like,
Oh, well,
I was like, honestly, I just met you. I could be shady to you. It's justifiable because I don't know you. But that's not my character. You're not going to make me out to be some shady person because you feel some type of way about me not allowing a guy to talk to you. And she was like, like, I don't want to fight with you. I don't want to beef with you. Like, you got to pay attention to red flags. Stop talking to Amira literally from the second that she held my ID hostage. Something so petty showed so much about her character. I don't like drama in the sense of I don't like to like start drama. If drama somehow happens, like that's life, but I don't like to really like be in the mix a lot because I like to stay to myself. Before I was friends with her, like I was cool, like I was chilling. I wasn't really going through a lot of drama, but it's like it shows goes to show you that inviting somebody like into your life can really, really hurt you. Like certain people, like Amira, cause trouble for themselves. And you have to stay away from people who are not only destructive to you, but destructive to themselves. Because if they're destructive to themselves, 90% of the time, they're going to be destructive to you. So it's very, very important that you have to like really watch who you hang around. If people give you a sign about who they are, believe them. If they do something and it's like, wow, how could you really do that? Believe that they'll do that again and again and again and again, but only if you allow them to. So if there's anything that you guys can learn from this story time, be careful about your friends. People make mistakes, but if people consistently make the same mistake again, you might want to consider losing friends because honestly, no one's to blame except you. You're the one who chose to keep having this person into your life. Please remove fake friend. There's sometimes where you can like literally hang out with somebody and your body just feels so like disgusting. It feels like ugh. That is a sign that you gotta just book it and on to the next one. And so I kind of blocked Amira. I never really spoke to her again because I couldn't deal with the fact that she was just really like bringing drama into my life. And I'm not really used to having that much drama with like other. Really shut that down like really quickly. So yeah, learn from my story. Like, don't allow crazy people to be your friends. Let me know in the comments below if you've ever had a friend that was like shady, or like you noticed somebody that was bad for your health and then once you got rid of that person everything was good. Let me know down in the comments. If you love this story time and other videos on my channel, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your girl is trying to grow, trying to grind. Check out my other videos and I will see you guys in the next one.